I want to tell you a little story about what it's like to be so sick that you give up hope, a feeling you're going to get better. And in fact, you start thinking you're going to die. That was me last year. January 17th, 2023, I woke up in the morning and my right leg was so swollen, I couldn't see my ankle. It just came out of the blue. It was the craziest thing. And I couldn't seem to make it better. I went to different doctors and I had an MRI and they decided that it was a torn meniscus. So I had surgery. And that should have taken care of it. But it seemed like I was getting worse. The pain was so bad that I slept for months on the couch with my leg elevated and an ice pack and a TENS unit hooked up to my knee so I could just get a couple hours of sleep. My central nervous system and my immune system were so out of whack. And the craziest thing, the other leg started swelling up too. Just out of the blue, one morning I woke up and they were both swollen. And I can laugh now, but then it was, I can't even describe the hopelessness I felt, because it was so painful. If you've never had neuropathy or nerve pain, or your immune system hasn't gotten off to the point where you're swelling up like that, it's hard to describe. It's a throbbing, nonstop pain. And there's no amount of any kind of aspirin or pain reliever for it. It just is day and night. I went and had another MRI on the other leg and there was nothing wrong with that. No tears, nothing. So I went to different healers because the doctors were not able to help me. So I had gone to a wonderful healer in Arizona, and while he was working on me, I felt better. I felt like my electricity in my body started coming back. And as soon as that happened, I was so starving. I wanted steak. I am not much of a meat eater, but he was working on me and I felt the shift and I wanted steak. And I couldn't wait to get off the table and go have steak. I felt like I was just starving to death, which of course I was. My energy system was so low, and we're an electromagnetic field, so we need electricity to work. That's why if someone's having a heart attack, they don't give you a mantra or supplements to take. They get out the paddles and they juice you up with electricity. By the time I got back home, I was just in the same shape. My legs were swollen and I was back on the couch with the ice packs and the TENS unit trying to get my electricity up. So I also saw different healers, some in South Dakota, some in, Wisconsin, Minnesota, anywhere nearby. I'm an energy healer. I'm pretty good at healing myself. I was just mystified why I couldn't get better. But month after month, I was actually going backwards. And it came to a day where I really thought, wow, the thought hit me, you're going to have a heart attack. You're not going to make it through this. Because I could feel my energy just sliding away. So what did I do? I got on an airplane for Ireland. I know that sounds crazy, but it's what came to me, to go to Ireland. I'm full-blood Irish, and it felt like I needed to go there. So I took out extra insurance, and I told my husband if I die over there, I know this sounds a little morose, but I said, just bury me over there, cremate me, have the kids come over, fly the kids over, don't bring my body back, and throw me over the cliff some more. You know, that dark Irish humor, right? 9 days into Ireland, and I was feeling worse. My legs were just as swollen as before, and I was not seeming to get any better until I was in an ice cream shop and I was listening to someone, and they were really kind of complaining. And I remember in that moment, I was being triggered so badly. My natural instinct is to people please. My natural instinct is to make it better for someone, or to be listening to how can I help them? How can I make this better? Is there anything I can do to help them or to make them stop? If I can't help them, it's like, can I make them stop? But for some reason in that moment, everything stopped for me. It's like time just slowed down, and I could see them talking, and it felt like that little wah wah, like the Charlie Brown thing, where they're just wah wah wah. And inside, I was feeling my pain. And I have to say, it was probably the most horrible pain I have ever felt in my life. It was in here, and it was excruciating misery. And I wasn't thinking anymore. It's like my whole brain just stopped. Time stopped, my brain stopped, and I wasn't thinking, I was just feeling it. And within about 15, 20 seconds, the pain started dissolving. And I realized it was the fear. It was my resistance to just feeling the pain that I have inside, probably since childhood. And I just started feeling it, and just no thoughts of how to, the person that was talking was still talking, but I wasn't hearing anything that they were saying. I was just feeling. And I realized I was going through my fear. It was simply fear, and the fear was false. It's just, I think where it comes from is mostly childhood, different woundings in childhood. And it's just a little marker. It's just a little, until you can understand it or feel it, your body just kind of holds this little marker for us. It's a little energy marker. And when it's our time, and when we can do it, when we're strong enough, then we feel it. Then we're able to do it. And for me, it just was that time. It was, I couldn't get away from it. No matter what I had done, I couldn't get better. My body was going the opposite. I had less and less energy all the time. But something inside of me, I call it the false sense of me, that mental persona just stopped and snapped in two. It just broke, and I could feel. And most of us, myself included, spend lifetimes not feeling, lifetimes trying to get away from that deep pain that we don't even know what it is. It's just, we resist it. That's where a lot of anxiety comes from, or a lot of depression comes from. A lot of heart attacks, a lot of everything comes from not feeling, not wanting to feel it. I mean, who in their right mind would want to feel that, right? But in order to be in our right mind, we need to just stop and feel. Because you have no idea what that fear is robbing from you. So once I got through it, it's like the sane, wisest self, my highest self came in. And then I was able to look at that person, and I was able to go, this isn't even mine. What they're talking about isn't even mine. And then a great flood of compassion came in for that person. And it's like, oh, they just want me to pay attention to them. They're feeling insecure. And then again, in your inner mind, I was thinking, is there anything I'm supposed to do for them? And the answer was no. It's like I just was just there, witnessing. Just witnessing. Something inside me was witnessing what I was going through and witnessing what they were going through. And there was no more pain for me. It took less than a minute to get through the pain. And then I was absolutely in present moment, witnessing for the other, witnessing for myself, witnessing for them. And as soon as I did that, they just stopped talking. It was like almost they blinked their eyes a little bit and like a light came on, and it was almost like they didn't realize what they were doing at all. And then we just went on. But underneath all of that pain, I have to say from that day forward, it's like this bubbling joy and peace, calm is inside of me. It doesn't mean that I have more drive and more desire to live whatever I'm passionate about, whether it's travel or work or just meeting others and talking to them. I have more of that in me. I have more laughter inside of me. I could not believe by holding back from just feeling, I was blocking what's really me, which is just this pure sense of joy. This and it's like a whole new freedom opened up for me. And it hasn't changed. It's been like that ever since. And that was September of last year, 2023. And we're in November of 2024. People have said you are completely a different person. I'm still me. I'm still a person that is very practical, still pay my bills, still love everything in nature, still love on the farm, have the same friends, married to the same guy, eat pretty much the same food, but I feel completely different. The thing that was the people pleaser and don't look inside, don't feel, go outside, try and help everybody else, that person's gone, because that really wasn't me. So I wanted to make this little video and just say, if you're really struggling and you're hurting and maybe you're giving up, having a little moment where you just think, I don't know how I'm going to get better, or I don't know how this situation is going to get better for me, or if you're feeling depressed or anxious or all kinds of different things, I want you just to stop thinking. Do your best to just feel. It could be any kind of pain you're having. It could be a headache. It could be just a fear inside where it's just like, ooh, I don't want to look there. I want you to just, as best you can, just allow yourself to feel. Just take a deep breath, relax, and just feel what's there for you. And yes, it's going to be painful. I will tell you, that was the sharpest pain I think I can ever remember feeling. And I was sick for 7 months straight of some really pretty intense nerve pain. Once I went through that, the next morning, all the swelling in my legs were gone, and they've never come back. And like I say, this joy, this bubbling joy has been in me ever since. I thought I was a joyful person before, but I learned this is true freedom. For me, this is true freedom. So do your best to just relax, take deep breath. And if you're being triggered by something or someone, or you're in a lot of pain, just close your eyes and just feel. Don't think, just feel. And somewhere between 10 seconds and 60 seconds, you'll see, probably be the longest few seconds of your life, but you'll see that it starts to dissolve and you feel a lot better. And that all of the energy that fear was taking from you, I don't know how else to say it. It's like hosting on you. Once that's gone, you're going to see there's a bigger, more joyful, more truer you, just waiting to be birthed into your reality. Thank you for listening. I love you.